Well, hello and happy Friday. It is digital host A.J. Wuest welcoming you back to Friday's shorter edition of Before the Four. Today, I'll take you through a few of our top stories. We'll toss over to 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis with the latest forecast. And of course, y'all, week 4 of high school football here in North Alabama. But wherever you're watching, whether that's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream, thank you for watching and spending just a little of your Friday afternoon here with me. Now, with all of that said, I say it is time we dive into some of today's top stories. And starting things off here in Huntsville, where officials at South Star Music Festival have now announced who's replacing rock band Jane's Addiction at the festival. Officials say Tom Morello from the band Rage Against the Machine will fill in the open slot. Now, Jane's Addiction on Monday announced they will no longer be performing after an onstage tussle between lead singer Perry Farrell and guitarist Dave Navarro last week. The South Star Festival is all set to begin next weekend, September 28th and 29th. You can find the full lineup on our website. Just go to WAFF.com. And now in Falkville, where authorities say a barn was destroyed in a fire earlier today. Now the fire started just after 10:30 this morning on Nat Key Road. The Falkville Fire Department said no one was injured, but everything in the barn was destroyed. No cause for the fire has been released at this time, but 48's Daquan Lee will have more updates on this tragic situation coming up in our evening newscast. And now a story in case you missed it in Hartselle, where one former ambulance dispatcher says she hasn't received a paycheck in over a month. 48's Callie Neese with more.
I mean, just pray, that I'll get hired somewhere.
Amy Terry says it's a tough situation. She had worked for Life Care for about 7 years as a dispatcher. She says she's never had issues getting paid before, but now she's been waiting for a paycheck for over a month.
It's a bad situation all the way around. I worked for that money. I trusted these people. They've never had a problem paying me before, or any of the other employees for that matter. And
her last paycheck came in on August 16th. She said after she missed her first check, she thought maybe it was just a fluke, but then she missed a second check and decided it was time to quit. She has since filed a police report. Terry's last day was a week ago today, and she's been applying for jobs nonstop.
None of them received pay. There's like 10 employees at the Birmingham office. There's 8 employees at the Hartselle office. None of us have received pay. They've nailed me against a wall financially. I'm strapped.
Terry told me that she's worried that if she doesn't find a job soon, she may not be able to make ends meet.
It's devastating. You think you know somebody, and then well, we don't have the money. We don't know when we can pay you, and you're just out of luck. And it's been devastating. I know.
Well, thank you, Callie. Now, let's talk about the weather for just a short little minute. 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis certainly likes to talk about the weather. So, how's the weather looking like heading into this weekend, Brad?
Yeah, AJ, the weekend is here. A lot of outdoor activities going on. It's a hot one out there. Right now, we're in the low 90s. We'll probably be in the low 90s all weekend. We won't see any rain, though. Here are those current temperatures just before 4 o'clock. 93 Athens, 92 Muscle Shoals, 92 Huntsville, 99, probably not an accurate reading. We've been having all sorts of problems this summer with Scottsboro, so it's not 99 there. It's probably closer to 89. High school football weather, Friday night forecast, 7 o'clock, 85. It'll be warm, 83 at 8 o'clock. So warm, but low humidity will help. Trail of Tears going on this weekend. I mentioned a lot of outdoor activities going on. A lot of you just may be poolside. Keep in mind, they will be having a police escort, at least as they go through the Huntsville metro area. I'm aware of that. But again, a lot of motorcycle traffic, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. It all begins in Bridgeport in East Alabama, and they go to West Alabama for the day, and then they'll continue on all the way to Oklahoma by Tuesday. But as they progress along the route, it's going to get hotter. Tinkerfest. Now, part of this is outdoors. Part of this is indoors. We're looking at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow. This is at Early Works Children's Museum. A lot of STEM field-inspired activities going on. The 48 First Alert Storm Tracker will be there, and the 48 First Alert Weather Team will all be out there signing autographs, talking to everyone, and hoping you're enjoying your weekend as well. But it will be hot. 92 degrees. We are tracking the tropics for next week. Signs of a tropical storm or hurricane may develop in the southern Gulf. We do not know where it's going to end up, but we'll continue to keep you up to date on that. It's definitely not on the 3-day forecast, but expect warm weather all the way through the weekend and not much wind at all. So the weekend brings about the first day of fall, but it's still going to feel like summer. I'll have more on your forecast coming up throughout the weekend. Back to you, AJ.
Well, thank you, Brad. Certainly sounds like it will be a beautiful weekend, so I am certainly excited about that. Now it is time for some football talk. Week 4 is already here. Very hard to believe, I know, and we have some great matchups here and around the Tennessee Valley. Now, this first one right here, let's pull up the game of the week. The 48 game of the week, the Arab Knights taking on the Guntersville Wildcats. A 5A matchup for the books. Both squads undefeated in region play. Now, let's take a listen to 48's Cam Durr preview this incredible rivalry.
Game of the Week is sponsored by Kennedy & Sons Structural Solutions.
We begin with the road team, the Arab Knights. They're 3-1 overall as they head into this rivalry battle for Marshall County. The Knights have taken this one in back-to-back seasons, despite their opponents on the other sideline ultimately winning the region last year. Arab, though, was the only team to knock off the Wildcats in region play a season ago by 2 scores in that final. This season, the Knights' offense, they've been charged by quarterback Drew Puccio, who last week led the offense to 347 yards and 5 touchdowns in a 41-28 victory. Arab offense, I mean, they're averaging 35 points per game. They could make it 3 in a row. Will they be able to pull it out on Friday night? Not if the Guntersville Wildcats can help it. They will have home field advantage this go round, and prior to the last 2 meetings, Guntersville owned this Marshall County matchup, having won 9 straight before that streak was snapped in 2022. The all-time series weighs heavily, though, in favor of the home team, with 29 more wins and 95 total meetings. The Wildcats this season has defined what it means to pound the ground. The dynamic running back duo of South Alabama commit Julian Jordan and Enelson Delva have rushed for over 400 yards, and I don't mean combined, no, 400 yards apiece. We're in week 4. We're heading into week 4. A county clash that everyone has circled on their calendars.
A lot of success there in our county. It's always a big rival game for both communities. They'll come out. I hope our fans come out. We know it's going to take our best effort to win. Both teams are undefeated in the region. It's really big to have one of those top 2 spots you can play at home, but for our guys, with it being a county game, it's already big enough just being Arab, so you don't have to worry about getting the guys ready to play.
Well, thank you, Cam. Should be an awesome game and a lot of good ones going on here in the Tennessee Valley for week 4. Make sure you stay updated with the scores of your favorite teams. You can find that on our website tonight. Just head over to the sports section of WAFF.com. Click on the sports scores. We will be updating them in real time as they come in, and also make sure you stay tuned for 48 Blitz tonight at 10 and 48 Blitz OT on our digital show. That will begin streaming at 10:30 right after our 10 o'clock show. You'll hear from yours truly before we toss the ball over to 48 Sports Director Carl Prather with recaps and highlights from your favorite high school teams. You're just not going to want to miss it. And speaking of things you're just not going to want to miss, let's head into the stories you're just not going to want to miss in our evening newscast. Scam emails, calls, and alerts going on here in Madison County. 48's Callie Neese is reporting on that today. She spoke with Sheriff Brent Patterson about these ongoing scams, and get the latest from Callie coming up. Another story you're just not going to want to miss, job application fees in the Shoals. Get the latest on that situation from 48's Aria Pons, and also a breaking news story on a stabbing that occurred in Huntsville this afternoon. Stay tuned for our 4 p.m. newscast for these stories you're just not going to want to miss. But with that said, that is all the time I have in today's Before the Four. But I want to thank you for watching. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you download the 48 Digital app, the 48 First Alert Weather app, and of course, the 48 Sports Zone app. But with that said, that is all for today. You all have a fabulous weekend. And of course, thanks for watching. You all have a great night.